Hey guys, welcome back to episode 6 of the 7-figure case study. Today we're going to look at contacting suppliers, and I'm going to show you as I create a request for quotation or RFQ, how I'm going to contact suppliers, how I'm going to request for the price, and also describe the modifications for a product that I'm going to move forward with. And this is brought to you by the 7-figure seller summit. My name is Gary Huang. So let's dive right in. So today, again, I'm going to show you how I'm contacting suppliers, and one of the products that I've shortlisted is the wooden cutting board set, as you guys have seen. So I'm going to use this as the case study for today, and then I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to put together an RFQ and contact these suppliers. All right. So last week, in case you missed it, in episode 5, we talked about pulling the trigger, and we got a lot of good feedback. And one of the hot topics was one of the products that we shortlisted, a ball drone. So it seems that a lot of people agree that the ball drone is definitely a fad. Ian says fad run. Kids cutting board set, more info required on sourcing costs. Yes, which is what we're going to do today. And we also had a couple other products as well. So if you haven't seen episode 5 yet, definitely check out the link below so you don't miss out on that. All right. So we had a lot of great feedback from people like HC and Ian. All right. So let's keep going, guys. Today, how am I going to contact suppliers? So first off, I think the most important thing is putting together an RFQ. I've used RFQs for many years. I find that that's the most effective way to increase response rates and also look professional. So I'm going to walk you through how I do this. And also, I'd like to track everything in a spreadsheet. This way, I know who's who when I'm talking to a number of suppliers. We're going to look at a couple of different methods, possibly Alibaba, sourcing agent, and also the Jungle Scout supplier database, which is a neat tool that they offer that actually searches through the U.S. Customs data. So you may be able to spy on your competitors to find that. All right. So first off, the product. So today I'm gonna use the wooden cutting board set. This is one of the products I'm shortlisting. I'm gonna consider sourcing it from China, but also possibly India. I know India is very strong in a lot of handmade wooden products, and possibly Mexico as well. We had Susanna Bermudez on a live webinar recently, and she said that Mexico could be a solution. So we're not going to be able to cover everything today, but just to give you the outlook, this is what I'm thinking in mind. All right. So first off, looking at the product, I did a lot of research. I looked through hundreds of reviews, and I noticed that there were 3 key trends that I saw in terms of the modifications and the most common complaints. So this is the 80-20 rule personified. Okay. So the number one problem with one of the leading products was the Velcro. The Velcro wasn't sticky enough. So the modification to improve that would be to have larger and stickier Velcro to better hold the pieces together. Also, another common complaint was the insides of the wooden fruits were not painted. They were just, bare wood, right? So it didn't look very realistic. So I would ask the supplier to paint the sides, like for example, of a watermelon. Once the kid cuts it through, I would have them paint the sides so that way it looks more realistic. You can have some seeds inside, so you can play with that even more and describe that the kid as the kid's playing with it. Also, in terms of the wood quality, this was another problem. As you can see here, some of the wooden knives actually split off after just a few uses, so that definitely needs to improve. So the quality of the knife, the cutting board, so it doesn't split. All right. Next, where are we going to contact suppliers? Alibaba for Chinese suppliers, and also possibly sourcing agents. All right. So the next step is to put together an RFQ, and the goal is to initiate contact and get an initial quotation and answer my questions. All right. So I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to contact these suppliers. So let's take a look at my RFQ. So I put together this RFQ letter. Okay, so I just use this very simple Google Doc. Let me walk you through it. So the first part of the letter, I introduce myself and my company. Hi there, my name is Gary from Hancock International. We're looking to purchase kids' wooden play food sets with knife and cutting board for the US and the Japan market. I'm also considering Japan because I'm currently living in Japan and there's market marketplace here. See attached photos. Our primary sales channel will be online. So the first paragraph is an introduction of our company, which marketplaces we're selling in, what product we're looking for. So it's kind of like a job interview. You want to introduce yourself first. You don't want to just go straight in and ask, what's your lowest price? What's your MOQ? I mean, that really turns off the supplier. So to take a step back, I'm always thinking about building a relationship with the supplier, just as I want to learn more about them, their business, how many years they've been doing this, what are their strengths, their weaknesses. I would think that they would expect the same from me. So this quick introduction, I find, helps set the table. All right. So next we talk a little bit about the annual purchase volume. We estimate up to 10,000 to 20,000 pieces annual purchase volume after a trial order of 200 to 500 sets and samples evaluation. So first off, this lays out like I have a purchase plan. So I have this estimated annual volume. So I'm not just talking about lowest MOQ, right? We have a plan. So I don't like to lead with MOQ because that just makes you look very small. Okay. How did I come up with this number? I did some projections based on what competitors were selling. And also this would be roughly about, if it was a 10,000 annual purchase volume order, that's roughly about 28 units sold per day. I think that is possible. It's, maybe a little aggressive, but I like to be confident when it comes to this. All right. Next, we move into the specifications. I always like to use bullet points because it's easier to read. So I give the size of the product, the dimensions. I always like to use metric because in the States, we use inches, right? But everywhere else in the world, they use metric. So I like to just do the conversion for them. So so this is the size of the set and also the high quality wooden play food. I put a note in the parentheses that wood should not crack. I've taken screenshots of some of the competitors' product to give them an idea what I'm looking for. A picture says 1,000 words, right? So remember, most times when you're dealing with overseas suppliers, English is not their first language. So a picture, really helps clarify things, right? So, and also a solid wood play knife, not sharp to hurt kids. So we have a picture of the knife here as well. And we also have the target age, 3+, so toddlers, and also the wood toys should be attached by very strong Velcro, not magnets, and see the photo. And then the play food should be painted on the outside and the inside areas where cut, see photo. Okay, so this way I lay the groundwork of the specifications. I try to be as detailed as I can initially for the first round of the RFQ. Okay, the next section is I start to ask them questions. Okay, so do you manufacture these types of kids wooden play food sets with knife and cutting board? If so, please provide the following. So the first question is, do you make this, right? And then I ask them 5 questions. I don't want to go overboard and ask them a dozen questions because that would take them forever. They're probably never going to reply to me. I don't want to just ask one question because that has that way I have to go back and forth with every single question. So I find a good middle ground is about 5 questions initially. So first off, I ask them to provide a photo, specifications, and a quotation. In this case, we're going to do FOB. Ex would be for air shipping. This product is probably too big and bulky for air, so we're probably going to go by sea. So FOB quotation. And then second is, are you a manufacturer or trading company? I just like to ask them directly. Most times they will say, if they're kind of wishy-washy, they're probably a trading company. The third is, what's the lead time for samples and a trial order? Fourth is, can we add a logo to this item? If so, where can the logo be added? And 5, what's the sample cost with shipping by express to Japan? So this would, I want to ask them, if I do want to order a sample, how much that would cost. Appreciate your reply. Thank you. Okay. And then I attach more photos of the product, some of the pros and cons. You can see some of the competitors' products. They were painting on details on the inside, but it's missing the watermelon seeds, a picture of a kid using it so they can see how big it is, a picture of the packaging so they know in advance what we're looking for. I've blurred out some of the competitors' logos just for privacy. And then I also like to include some no-nos, what not to do. So rough wood could cause splinters, cracked wood, and also poor quality wood, knife split. Okay, so these are all taken from competitor screenshots of this product. All right, so after that, I would contact suppliers on Alibaba. I have this this template that I've used before with the supplier's information, their specifications, website, etc. Okay. Next, we would move to Alibaba to take a look at that. Before I move to Alibaba, I wanted to show you guys a neat feature that Jungle Scout has. I don't know if people are aware of this. Jungle Scout obviously is a product research tool for Amazon sellers, but they also have this tool where it's called the supplier database, and then you can type in an ASIN, and then you can track a competitor's product, and possibly to track down their supplier overseas. So in this case, I've used a competitor by the brand Melissa and Doug. This is their ASIN, and then when I entered their ASIN number into this tool, it gave me these possible suppliers. Okay, so they may or may not, and this doesn't always, it's not foolproof. Obviously, you can see that um, it didn't work that time, but sometimes you can find suppliers this way. Okay, so let me just go back to that, and I am giving you a real life over the shoulder walkthrough of this. So let me take a quick look at that. Um, so what you can do is you can go to the product listing, you can take the ASIN here, and then you can search by the ASIN to see what it gives you. Again, it's not 100% foolproof, but hey, sometimes you can find a competitor supplier this way. So this one doesn't work. Yeah, oops. So come on, Jungle Scouts, don't let us down. Okay, so as you can see, there's more than one way to do this. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. We'll have to ask Jungle Scout what's up with that. All right, well, if that's not going to work, let's go back to our trusty Alibaba. Okay, so I've already entered in the search terms into Alibaba to save us time. Okay, so wooden cutting board set for kids. So just some quick tips about how to find good suppliers on Alibaba. I like to, number one, look for suppliers that make similar products, kids cutting boards and toys. So this one visually looks like it could be it. And then secondly, I like to look for a like high number of years experience. This one only has 1 year experience, so I'm not going to rule them out completely. But hey, look, this one has 7 years. This kind of looks like what we're looking at. So I'm going to open this up. Let's see what they have here. So I'm going to open this up in a new window. So I'm not going to click through to these just generic cutting boards because they don't have the toys and such, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this one first. So this is a trading company. So you can see very clearly they call themselves a trading company. So I'm not going to rule them out because maybe they can find good quality products, and we'll see what type of pricing they can deliver, right? You can see they've done a ton of transactions, 328, right? So this is not exactly what I'm looking for, but let's see if we can click through to their portfolio to see. Okay, this is more animal shaped, and we're looking for like realistic fruits, vegetables, breads, etc., right? So I mean, Alibaba takes some time to dig around, right? So let's take a look at this. Okay, this is kind of interesting. They have like these similar types of fruit play sets. So, and then also I like to look at their company. It seems like we're on the right track. So I'm just looking at the pricing. So you can see they can offer like a low MOQ of as low as $22.99 for about $7. So $7 would be high if we can do over 1,000. Okay, so let's contact them. Let's see what they have to say. All right, this is the minimum order is 20. Come on, Alibaba. Yeah, Alibaba is a very clunky website. So I click contact us and it didn't work. So let's contact them another way. You can see they have all of these different types of unrelated products. Clearly, they are a trading company. Yeah, it's actually they don't. I can't even find that product. Let me see if we can get this to work. Okay, there we go. So they have 7 years experience. Okay, I'm just going to log in. Oops. Okay, so this is the RFQ form. So what I do is I like to copy and paste my letter. Okay, and then something else I like to do is I will convert this into a PDF, and then I will upload that PDF to the supplier. Okay, so this way they have all the photos in one file. I don't like to manually attach like 5 different images because sometimes things get lost, right? Okay, so that's how we're gonna contact. Okay, there we go. So this is the RFQ letter PDF that we would send them, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and contact them. Just a second. This is it's messy. Okay, so we're going to go back and contact them here. Make sure everything is correct. Thank you, Gary. Okay. I don't like to do matching suppliers. I like to just do this straight up. Okay. So we send the inquiry. Let's make sure we have the attachment there. Okay, there we go. All right, great. So we'll send this out. Yeah, I don't really want to send this out. Okay. All right, so that was sent successfully. So what I do is next I track my RFQs. So I would put the company name, their contact info, and the person into my spreadsheet here. Okay. So Yiwu Chinsen. So we will put this into our spreadsheet. So I'm just going to clear out these cells. Oops. So Yiwu Chinsen. They're in Yiwu. They had 7 years history, on-site check. Yes, they're a trading company. And then I would put the RFQ was sent out. I would put today's date. And then I would track their replies, etc. Okay, and now I'll put all their information in it as we do this. Okay, so that's basically that's how I do it when I contact suppliers. I'm curious, how do you contact suppliers? Do you do the same thing or do you do something differently? There's other websites out there such as Global Sources and also sourcing agents as well. So in addition, what I'm going to do offline is I'm going to contact some sourcing agents that I work with in China, in India, and also in Mexico. And then I'm going to contact more suppliers. So far, I've only contacted one supplier. I always try to contact at least 15, 20 suppliers to have a long list first. And then I like to narrow things down afterwards. Okay. So just for the sake of time, I'm going to end the video here because this is going to be a long process. And I'm curious, what do you guys think so far? Is there anything I'm missing in the RFQ? Is there anything else that you would add? Do you have any questions about how I'm doing this? Please let me know in the comments below. All right. So let's finish up, guys. So I'm gonna go back to my slides. All right, so we did a walkthrough of contacting suppliers. Hey guys, I've also put together an RFQ template because I know that some of you guys commented that, hey, can we get a copy of the spreadsheet? So I put together a free RFQ template that you can use to contact suppliers, just like what I did. You can basically just tweak the email. All right. So I've added the link below. It's at this long URL. I'm not going to repeat right now, but it will be at the link below the video. So you can get that, and just let me know your email address and where to send it to. And also we'll keep you up to date about the 7-figure case study and also our 80/20 of e-commerce newsletter going forward. It's a free newsletter. All right. And as a special bonus, thanks guys for staying around till the end. We have the 7-figure seller playbook, and this is something that I've been working on for a number of years with the 7-figure seller summit. I've interviewed over 100 8-figure, 7-figure Amazon e-commerce sellers. So if this was interesting about sourcing, I'm sure there's a lot of other gold nuggets that you can get. So definitely check that out at 7figuresellersummit.com/playbook. All right. So this is week 6 of the 7-figure case study. Thanks so much for joining us. Next week, I'll check back with my results, and I hope to see you then. And also let me know your comments below if you have any questions about RFQ or sourcing, or if you're curious, what else that anything else that you would like to comment. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you at the next session. Bye, everyone.